Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito show on Damon Looks. I've got a superstar on the line with me here today. Yes, I do. Danielle Petito from DPetito Films. Say hello to everyone, Danielle.
Hello, it's me.
It's her. I got your photo up. I'm showing everybody. There you go. Hello, everyone. I'm Geri Petito. And welcome to this incredible show. I am the author of I'm Not an Addict. I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 30 years ago, I was a dumbass. But this July, I will be celebrating 30 years of being now a smartass. How about that? In 2016, God said, write my book, and I did. And it was this thin. After this book, I was asked to be on several radio shows. And I just revised my book. Look at the difference. Showing all my accomplishments because I want everyone out there to know, and mostly the addicts, that anything is possible. Anything is possible. Okay? I wrote my book in my 50s, had my first radio station show, right, in my 50s. I'm now 60 years old, guys. I'm in the Hall of Fame internationally for internet broadcasting. I'm an author now. I'm on 5 networks. Nothing's impossible. You are not powerless. So I'm also a recovery coach and a nutritional health coach. And the reason I want everyone out there to understand this is I'm here to help you free of charge. If anybody out there needs my help, please reach out. You don't have to be alone in this, okay? So having said that, the reason why this young lady, and she's no relation, is so important to me is because not only do I love this Petito family, right, Danielle?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You guys have become family to me. What you've done for me personally is incredible.
Yeah, same here. You know, what you do is amazing as well. And I've read like your whole book. I remember when we first met, and I found it like really amazing and how you structured it and everything, and the words you said were very powerful with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you pretty much, since we do have ironically the same last name, but I do consider you like family as well.
Yes. So I want to give a shout out to your sister and her hubby and their partners. So, all right, I have here. Why don't you give the introduction, and then I'm going to show some of their products.
Sure. So they run a company called Fire Team Design. It goes with a lot of, they make like a lot of shirts and logos, custom logos and custom designs, any design you want on pretty much anything. They could do it on like wood stuff. They could do it on shirts, hats. They've just started doing posters too. But yeah, anything you want, any design, you got it. You can go to them, Fire Team Design.
Yes, absolutely. So I want to show a few different things. Look at this hat they made for me, guys. How cool is that? They made me the coolest masks ever. Okay. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. How cool is that? And here's the coolest part. You could have your name put on this as well. They can do logos for you. They do tumblers. Look at this. How cool is this? And they have 2 size tumblers. This is a small one. They have a bigger one as well. They do really cool mugs, guys. Check this out. Okay. T-shirts, sweatshirts. They've done everything for me. They now do my entire product line. So I just want to give a shout out to them. Tell everyone their names.
So my sister's name is Andrea, and my brother-in-law's name is Michael. And then there's Nate and Laurel, who also help out and are in with the business too, making the logos and shirts and everything.
So they're really incredible, and they do fun stuff for me, and I just absolutely love it. I love it. So, having said all that, now let's talk about you, girl. Okay. So, of course, we have to give a shout out to your aunt. Say hello to her.
Hey, Ambrose.
Okay.
Love you.
And
you're the one who introduced us to.
That's right. And I laugh. I tell, I have to elaborate, but you know what? I'm really being sarcastic. She didn't yell at me, but I'm Italian. I have to say it. She yelled at me and said, you better interview my niece, I love her.
The first interview, it was awesome. We came to the studio, and it was great. It was really, it feels like so long ago, but then it feels like yesterday at the same time.
Can you get either close? Are you on speaker?
Oh yeah, hold on me.
All right.
Is this better?
Yes, much better. Okay, great.
Awesome.
Yes,
okay.
You came to the old studio in Hamilton at the time. So we are now on Damon Looks. This network is different. And each of my networks, each of my networks, I do it differently. So we are now on Damon Looks under the umbrella of O&E, and that's where I do my Beverly Nation as well.
Awesome.
Yep. So now you can officially say you've been on probably every one of my networks.
Yes.
How cool is that?
Perfect.
Yep, because you came to Hamilton. Yes. And now we have a beautiful new studio there. Yes, it's been cool. So I want to tell everyone what you've done for me first. All right.
Okay.
What she did for me first, guys, was when my book first came out, she came here and she did a video for me. And we did it at my daughter's. And I wrote the poem for it. My book ain't for wimps. And we did this incredible video, and she was magnificent with what she did for it. Okay, so I love that video more than anything, and I thank you for that to this day.
And no problem. It was it was an honor to actually help you out with that and everything, with the meaning of it, and then even just doing it, filming it. We had such a great day, and it's for such a good cause. That I had to just jump on board.
So, and I appreciated that. Like, I know because it was unbelievable. You did something else for me recently, and this is funny. So, a couple months ago, I had you come over and said, listen, for my 60th birthday, I want to be denied by AGT. So I haven't heard from them yet. So tell everyone what you did then, what we did.
So we made what was it, like a 1 minute video or 2 minutes?
2 minute video, I think. 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minute video of you doing like a little
poem,
one of your awesome poems, and I recorded it. We set up the camera, and then it was so cool. Yeah, it was
so fun.
great. It was an awesome experience. It's something that you could say, like, hey, checked off your list. Like, you know what, I did this. It was awesome.
Listen, it was so
great. If you do get through, they'll show your audition tape, and then they'll be like, hey, that was
Can you imagine that one? Listen, we were laughing. We had a great day because my daughter didn't even know. No one knew but you that I was doing that. Okay, sending something to America's Got Talent. Okay, now she knows. She just laughed. Listen, I said, listen, all I care about is I want Simon Cowell to know I'm here. Hello, Jerry. So now
and you never know.
You never know, baby.
You
never know.
Great.
So now let's talk about you and your incredible adventure of life, what you're doing. So tell everyone a little bit about DPetito Films.
So I run a business called DPetito Films. That's obviously my name, Danielle Petito, and it includes videography. I film a lot of different promotional videos, weddings. I did in the past interviews with. I still can't believe that I've done an interview with Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Ebony magazine. Sometimes that's still like, whoa, cool. But yeah, I've done interviews. I'm trying to focus more on weddings and promotional videos now. A lot of videographers, they say, oh my goodness, weddings are so long, they take all day, and then it takes so long to edit and everything. Realistically, everything takes long to edit. But I don't know, I just love the feeling of, the whole day capturing such an amazing moment, and then turning it into a whole video, an hour-long video and everything. It really feels amazing to do that. And so yeah, my company DPetito Films focuses on just filming literally anything you want to capture: birthdays, weddings, parties, promotional videos. I'm currently now working on an edit. Last week, I know someone who owns a bridal shop.
Okay.
It's called Ivory in Maine. And it's an amazing shop. It's awesome. I've filmed with them before promotional videos. We even did like a bridal diaries and stuff where I did like a 7-part series for them. And they were like 5 to 7 minute videos, and 7 of them. This was during like all of COVID. We filmed right before COVID hit.
Okay.
And then so they had like the content then, so that kept me a little busy, once COVID hit. But yeah, so now I'm doing a promo video for them, which is like a 30-second, kind of commercial type thing, showcasing their shop and everything. I love doing those type of things too, getting like candid moments with brides and how they interact and stuff. So it's awesome.
So you know what? That's really, we got to do something like that, like a 30-second to 1 minute thing for me. We'll do something.
Yeah,
that would be cool. We'll do a silly commercial.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, that's what we're
showcasing everything about you. Yeah, I'm down.
All right, so we're gonna do that. Okay. You got yourself a little job. All right, that's so cool.
Count me in. Yeah, and the crazy thing is when so right before the world like all shut down and everything with COVID happened, I just got a job as an adjunct professor at Brooklyn College, and literally it was like January 5th. Like I got the job, I did maybe like 7 classes, and then everything got shut down. Like I still remember that day, and like my business being like videography, multi-production, I was teaching a multi-cam production class, which multi-cam production is like teaching students how to do shows like American Idol, like multi-cam things, or like any kind of studio, the Tamron Hall show, like any kind of shows like that, teaching them how to do it. So when we switched over to remote learning, since it was also my first year of doing it, it was a real like learning curve and like curveball. Switching from like, okay, how do I do this? They offered me the job like literally the week that the first class started. They needed a professor like ASAP. So I was like, you know what? I'll do it. I had to come up with a syllabus in like 2 days. And then I had to, like 2 months in, I had to redo and redesign the whole entire syllabus again for remote learning. So it was really, it was insane that I had to switch and everything and learn, like, okay, it made me think outside of the box, like too. For like, okay, now what do we do?
So wait a minute, real quick. I have a question about that. Are you still with them?
So unfortunately, because of COVID, after the semester ended,
that stinks.
They have to cut teachers and stuff, and because I was, a new professor, I was obviously like the new ones were like the first to go, as opposed to the people who were there for a long time. So yeah, but hopefully, when everything calms down again, like I went to that school, they know me there too. That's why they were like, okay, we like give a quick interview, like, here you go, you're hired. We know you, we love you here. Yeah, so hopefully, I mean, like when everything gets back to normal, like they said, like, if we ever have a position open up again, like, you're the first one we're going to call. And I'm like, well, that's amazing. I would jump on it in, like, a heartbeat. Because, yeah, and it's, like, if I had to choose, like, any year of becoming a first-time adjunct professor, I'm not glad that, I'm glad that I would have picked last year because it made me very versatile with, like, okay, I started out as just a regular adjunct professor, teaching a multi-chem class, and then everything got flipped upside down, and it really made me start thinking, okay, outside the box, what do we do now? They don't have cameras. They don't have the studio cameras or the control room in the studio, so what do we do? And it made me come up with concepts like, okay, who has iPhones they can use? Who has any other type of phone that they could record off of? Do you have a laptop that you could record off of? Here's how we would do it. It made me make so many educational videos as well on my YouTube page. So it would help them. And it really change things. I didn't expect it to me to be teaching from home, but it made me grow as in the field as well, because I had to really think outside of the box and change up a lot of things.
So that's fascinating, though. A lot of good things come out of tragedies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look what it's done for you. And hopefully, like you said, when the smoke blows over, they'll call you back.
Yeah, because it's amazing. I started out when I went to college. I had a whole struggle of okay, you have to choose what you want to do, and I literally was what? Oh my goodness, I don't know what I want to do. So I just threw myself into early childhood education, but I taught for 2 years, and it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. But people say oh, okay, how come that wasn't for you? But now you're teaching older kids, multi-chem production. It's the same thing. And I'm no,
it's not the same.
It's different. I love little kids. I love teaching them this and that. But it's a lot different. In the fact that it's my passion. I love filming. When I used to teach, and ironically, when I used to teach pre-K, 5-year-olds, I used to get so nervous. My heart would palpitate.
Really?
I feel teaching them the ABCs. I'll be what if I teach them the wrong thing?
For real?
Yeah. My anxiety was so bad back then. But when the second that I went into TV production, and I sat down in that first class, I almost wanted to cry, because I was wow, I belong here. This is me. No more paperwork, this and that. It's all hands-on filming, editing. I could sit down for literally 14 hours and just stare at a computer and edit someone's wedding and be perfectly content. Might be tedious, looking at the same thing 30,000 times, but it's great. And I wouldn't change it any other way. Sometimes I still am wow, I'm getting paid to, go eat free food at a wedding and film someone's wedding and semi-dance as I'm filming, making sure my shots are steady, and just capturing people's moments and stuff is amazing.
So wait, I want to say something about that, okay? Because I never thought I'd ever hear anyone say teaching kindergartners ABCs is stressful. Listen, I used to do some nursery stuff at my church, and I would just giggle and laugh the whole time at these little kids because they were amazing. Okay. Really a quick little tiny story, because this story, I'm going to be meeting this young woman very soon. She's an adult now. Okay. So, she was probably maybe 5 or 6. And she was in the nursery, and we were talking about animals and what's your favorite animal. And we were in a little circle. She was sitting on my lap, and she said, "What's your favorite animal?" And I said, "Mine are monkeys." Long story short, her dad comes, church is over. Dad comes to get her. She says, "Wait, Daddy, wait 1 minute." She runs over to the big toy box. She knew there was a little stuffed monkey the size of my palm in my hand. She says, "This is for you. Here's your pet monkey." Now, I still have it. I carry it in my car. It sits in my thing. And a friend of mine is friends with her mom, and she's in college, and we're going to get to meet, and I'm going to show her the pet monkey and how much that meant to me.
Oh,
Yep.
that's sweet. Yeah, I mean, sometimes like there's a small part of me that like I do miss it because I've always been very like goofy, and I'm able to just like come up with like nursery rhyme songs and stuff out of like nowhere and everything, and like there's times that I'm like, oh, I love being around the kids and stuff and teaching them, and like it was really fascinating, like seeing from the start, the first day of them not knowing like much, and then at the end how much they've gained and learned, and it's like, wow, I really like actually taught them something.
That was so cool. But it's got to be your passion, Dan. And Danielle, your passion is what you're doing, and you have to, because we all have that passion.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, like the minute, like it was really to the point where I came home like crying at times because I didn't know exactly like what I wanted to do, and I felt like I was stuck with teaching. And the minute I found out I started learning about like video production and everything, I was like, you know what, let me go to an open house at the college and see like what it's about. And it was just like a door opened for me, and I was like, wow, okay, this is what I belong. This is where I belong, and this is what I need to be doing. Like,
yes.
I think I was having more fun like designing the room of the classroom, and yeah. But when it came to like filming, it was awesome. I still remember my first like actual job that I did with videography. And it was one of my classmates in college, Melissa. She was filming a music video for someone, and she was doing this. She was in it. We were all in our masters, but she took it for undergrad, so she was more advanced than I was at the time. So she brought me along, and we filmed a music video. And out of nowhere, at the end of the shoot, the artist handed me a check for $100, and I was like, "What? Like, thanks? Okay." I was like, "If I'm getting 100, how much is like everywhere else? Yeah, this is awesome." And I still have the check like upstairs in my room. I mean, I cashed it and stuff, but I still have it in my room. Just as like showing, like, hey, this is my first job, and I'm very like you, the monkey.
Yes.
I'm very like if I get something like sentimental, I'll always keep it, and just to know like this is where I started, and this is where I am now.
Every time I get a check for selling books, I deposit it and keep the checks. And I just got one for my new revised book, and I was like, this is really cool, So I understand that, what's your favorite? Let me ask you this. What's your favorite? I don't want to say what's your favorite thing to film, because you talked a little bit about like what you love to do and all that, but what's your favorite time? What that you can think about, like you could honestly say, this was my favorite. What was that?
So not well. It's a favorite because it's just so unique, but the concept around it is kind of a little bit sad. So,
okay.
It's like 2 years ago now. One of my friends so I used to work for different main shows like Marvel and
yes,
CBS, and all those. That was awesome too. Like I remember on my birthday choosing to work on my birthday. Well, obviously, like everybody mostly work, but so I could make my own schedule. And it was when I first started out, like with film, and they were like, "Hey, you want to work today?" And I'm like, "Yes, sign me up. I'm going right now." Like I was on the roof. We were filming Luke Cage, and I was on the roof, and like after just looking at the sunset, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like there's a whole fight scene in front of me. Like I'm on the set of Marvel. Like holy smokes! And like 14 hours in, at the end of the day, the key PA came up to me and was like, wait a second, isn't today your birthday? Like why did you choose to work today? I was like, well, because one, it's Marvel. Like, two, you know, it's awesome.
That's a great birthday
that
present, though. That's a great birthday present. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was great. But then through that, I met one of my a friend, Sean. He was working on a documentary, which aside from weddings, which kind of is like documenting, you know, you're documenting like the day and everything. I love to do documentary work too, you know, just be a fly on the wall.
Okay.
But so Sean was working on a documentary with I don't know, have you watched the show Blacklist, or anyone who knows the show Blacklist?
Okay, I know of the show. I know of the show.
Yeah, so the actor Amir Arison, he plays Aram, I think, on it. He is working on a documentary for this little girl, Tati. We call her Tati. Her name's Tatiana. She's 11 now, I think. She might be 10 now. But when she was 8, I got brought on. My friend Sean was filming with him, and he couldn't make one day. And he was like, "Hey, Danielle, can you film this for, you know, Amir? Like, he's making a documentary." And so I was like, "Yeah, sure. Like, that's fine. I'm happy. I'm so happy that I was like free that day and I was able to go, because so Amir is filming a documentary about Tatiana, this girl. She was 8 years old at the time, and she had brain cancer.
Okay.
So we were filming like with her and everything. She's still alive, thank God, now.
Thank you, God.
It went away, but it just came back a few months ago too. So like, obviously because of COVID, we like stopped filming. I still worked with him to you know, organize all of the footage and everything. And Amir is still always in contact with Tati and the family, and still, you know, making progress and everything. But it's not like a favorite like thing in the sense of like, you know, but in the sense of like, you know, it's empowering, like telling her story, and you know, just filming her everyday life and like her struggles and her like happy times and everything, and like through it all she's still like an amazing young little girl. So that's like really empowering. And we're still going about like editing stage now and stuff, and still, you know, filming to see if there's anything else, you know, that's going through. But yeah, that's something else that I was working on, and that's really like important to me and stuff.
Well, how can people like get in touch with you if they want to reach out, if they want you to do a job? Tell everybody out there.
Yeah, so I have a Facebook page, which is Danielle Petito. You can just look me up, DANIELLE, and then last name Petito, PETITO. And then I have a website as well, www.DPetitoFilms.com, where it has my phone number and everything on there. Or, I mean, if you want, you could just call my cell phone too, which is 646-591-2233. And yeah, mostly a lot of people will reach out to me through Facebook or social media. They'll see my work on there or YouTube, and they'll say, "Hey, you know, I'm having a wedding and I need it to be filmed," or "Hey, I have a shop that I want you to promote or film and get a promo reel out there." And yeah, they could, and then a lot of people, you know, just look me up. I'm also, I work with this guy, Mark Hittner. He owns New York Harbor Channel, and I do a lot of his video content and media content for him. It's a news outlet company. It's a news outlet website where you could find like local news on anything pretty much related to the water, like ocean wildlife and stuff. So we filmed on the boat, we filmed in the New York Harbor, we filmed boat races, and we did a lot of like really interesting interviews. When the Comfort came here last year, we had one of the first interviews with the commanding officer on it, which that was like really empowering too. That I got to do. I was able to record the interview and speak to him, which was awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it's like filming has opened up the door for like so many different things and taught me or even just showed me like so many different things in life. And it's been an amazing journey I've done with seeing and exploring like a lot of different things, like working on awesome documentaries.
Yeah.
Knowing like celebrities knowing my name by first basis.
Yes.
Would have told me like 7 years ago or like 6 years ago, hey, Donnie Wahlberg will know you by name. It's like, what? You're crazy. And then it's like, next thing you know, I'm working with them.
Danielle, I want to say something to you about that. So listen, I agree with you because again, since I started doing these radio shows in 2016, all the celebrities I've met and the musicians from back in the day and the legends. Well, last year on my birthday, March 7th, last year, I got to hug Larry Chance from the Earls, the song Remember Then. All right.
Wow.
And I spent it with him and Al Contraire from the Mystics, the song Hushabye. But this year, I got to interview my birthday weekend, Bobby Rydell, baby. Okay.
Wow.
So you're right. Like that's the stuff that people, you have your passion with your filming. I have my passion with the radio shows, but for us to get to, we can say so-and-so knows my name. Do you know what I mean? That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Like it's an awesome feeling.
It is.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that ever?
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's pretty. Yeah. It's really cool. Like Amir, we're friends now because through the documentary, we worked on it and stuff. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then they'll be telling their friends, and they'll be telling their friends. You got to call Danielle Petito, baby.
Yes. I'm here to film any events, parties, anything that you need. I can film. It's my passion. I love doing it. And yeah, it's an awesome feeling when you could say like you genuinely love going to work. Like,
yes.
And waking up and just being like, all right, I'm filming something today. This is awesome. And it's the same concepts for certain things, but it's so different in reality too. Like even every wedding, like you have, the first dance, cutting up the cake, the ceremony, the reception, but every one of them can be so different as well. That's why I love what I do. And then even with filming, every day could be just filming something different, and it's just awesome. So
I have one question. Time is flying by. Look at this. But I do have I know, right? So I have another question for you real quick. What about this is what I think, okay? All the equipment you have to carry.
Yeah.
Do you ever think I got a job today, I got to carry all this equipment? Does that ever happen?
In the beginning, it was like our struggle of what do I carry? What do I bring with me? Now I'm so for weddings, I am like a 2-person crew. I've done I think 2 or 3 weddings where it was just me. It's doable, but it's really complicated in the sense of you're running from the bride's room to the groom's room, then back and forth, and you have to set up cameras, make sure they're rolling. But with getting everything, I consolidated it to I have a Pelican suitcase type thing,
Okay.
which holds all of my camera lenses, my 2 cameras, my batteries, and then I have a backpack that holds all my sound equipment, and more batteries and stuff, and other, miscellaneous stuff that you need for camera video recording. And then I just hold on. So I put my backpack on, I hold my Pelican case, and then I have like my typical tripod and another. It's like a tripod, but it's a monopod. It's like 1 stick instead of 3. And that I'm able to hold all that.
Okay.
But yeah, there were times when I was like running around and it was like, I have too many things. Okay, back and forth trips or something.
But you learn over the years, and you learn how to make it easier for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Definitely.
good.
Definitely. Like the first wedding that I did, thank goodness for the photographer there, because you always got to start somewhere. So through my college, one of the production coordinators at my college knew someone who was getting married, and they were like, Danielle, can you like film it? And I'm like, cool, okay, yeah. So I went, and my camera, my first camera that I had, it's a great camera, but it's not the greatest in low lighting, and being that I just started off, and like they knew that I just started off. It wasn't like, hey, I'm going to charge you an astronomical amount.
Right.
You have no idea exactly what I'm doing. Like I knew a gist of what I was doing, but I still had a lot to like learn. But the lighting was too dark for my camera. So I had to, and I was talking to the photographer, and he was like, here, use my main light. So I was literally holding a stick with the light on it and running around as I was filming. So that gave me that made me live and learn and say, all right, you know what? I either need to put a top light on this and blind people and then get a new camera. So I also, I got a Sony camera now, which is amazing and like low lighting. Like it could be like really, really dark and still capture like awesomeness.
That's so cool.
So
is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience?
If you ever need anything filmed, please reach out to me at DPetitoFilms.com. I would love to film it. I'm also very, very budget friendly.
Yes.
Where I think that it's kind of crazy to charge like $4,000, $5,000 for a wedding when I do it for like $1,500 or $1,400, depending on what you want. But yeah, I love what I do, and I will pretty much film anything, which is awesome. So DPetitoFilms.com, that's where you can find me. And yeah.
So I want to say thank you to everyone out there who's going to be listening and viewing this video. Please share it. Let's get this out there, guys, because I can honestly say I know personally she's incredible. She's done so much for me. And now we're going to work on a little commercial. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to have some fun with that. Yes. And she's just one of a kind. And she's right. Her prices are ridiculously low. So Danielle Petito from DPetito Films, everybody. Share this video. Danielle, thank you again for letting me interview you. I absolutely love you, girlfriend. And we'll do this again.
Love you too. Yes, thank you. It's always like an honor being on your show. And I love it.
Woo, Danielle, everybody. DPetito Films.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.